The Task Force to Investigate Terrorism Financing will come to order. The title of today's Task Force hearing is, Could America Do More? An examination of the United States' efforts to stop the financing of terror. Without objection, the Chair is authorized to declare a recess of the Task Force at any time. And without objection, all members will also have 5 legislative days within which to submit extraneous materials to the Chair for inclusion in the record today. Without objection, members of the full committee who are not members of the task force may participate in today's hearing for the purpose of questioning the witnesses. The Chair now recognizes himself for 3 minutes for an opening statement. As expert witnesses in prior hearings have correctly noted, the threat of new, expansive criminal networks capable of self-funding and financing terror is a very real risk around the globe. From the Middle East to South America to the United States financial institutions, the threats posed by an evolving sphere of terror syndicates require a robust response both internationally and domestically. While the United States has significant tools at its disposal to degrade and inhibit terrorist financing and money laundering, it is unclear to what extent such tools have been effectively utilized. As part of this task force's vital mission, today's hearing will examine the current state of counter-terrorist financing efforts within the federal government to ensure that they are meeting each's intended purpose, and should they not be, identify areas needing improvement. Furthermore, it must prepare us to evaluate the degree of cooperation between the various federal agencies involved in countering terrorist financing and assess whether there should be more involvement between the government and the private sector to increase successful outcomes. Throughout the life of this task force, we have heard from a myriad of experienced professionals who have expressed insight from both the public and the private sectors. There have been several mentions of legislative actions Congress could take to strengthen U.S. anti-money laundering and counter-terror finance measures. Such fixes could be revising the Bank Secrecy Act to allow greater communication and data sharing among banks, or amending beneficial ownership and control rules to ensure local and state enforcement personnel have the ability to get information pertinent to any AML-CTF investigation. Improving the U.S. counterterrorism finance capabilities could be a simple matter of increased funding for agencies currently overwhelmed. Since its inception, FinCEN has taken on an increasing number of responsibilities, thanks in part to the ever-evolving field of cyber warfare, payment systems, and the inclusion of policing money service businesses. With the addition of so many responsibilities, isn't it necessary to provide additional resources to ensure effective implementation? This is a small selection of topics I wish to discuss with our panel today. This task force has clearly sounded the alarm of the threat posed by self-financing terrorist organizations and must ensure every option is considered in the U.S. response to this danger. Today's hearing is an important part of accomplishing this mission of this group and better protecting American lives from increasingly well-funded and financed terror syndicates. I look forward to the testimony of our witnesses and the discussion between our members. I now recognize for an opening statement the ranking member of the task force, the gentleman from Massachusetts, Mr. Lynch.